There is a quiet truth that separates those who grow endlessly from those who slowly fade into the background. Most people stop learning the moment they graduate. They hang their degree on the wall as if it were the end of a journey, not realizing it was only the beginning. From that moment, life becomes their new teacher, one that doesn't hand out grades but delivers lessons through pain, failure, and experience. And yet, most people spend their lives trying to avoid these very lessons. They think education ends when school does. But as Shi Heng Yi teaches, real mastery begins when you step outside the classroom and start studying yourself, your thoughts, and the world around you every single day. Knowledge is not about collecting facts, it is about awakening your awareness. Every day, you either evolve or repeat. Every sunrise is a chance to become wiser than you were yesterday, but only if you choose to keep learning. When you stop learning, you stop growing. Your body may still age, your routines may continue, but your spirit becomes stagnant. Think of your mind as a garden. If you do not plant seeds of knowledge, weeds of ignorance will grow by themselves. Many people are walking through life unaware that they are running an old program, an outdated version of themselves. Their thinking belongs to a world that no longer exists. Technology evolves, nature adapts, even rivers carve new paths through stone. Yet humans cling to the same thoughts that keep them small. Your phone updates automatically, your computer downloads new software, but when was the last time you upgraded your own mind? How long have you been running on the same excuses, the same fears, the same habits that were formed years ago? Growth requires discomfort. Learning means you must challenge what you think you already know. It means stepping into uncertainty and daring to look foolish again. Shi Heng Yi once said that a student who stops learning becomes the master of nothing. The purpose of learning is not to collect trophies of intelligence, but to stay humble enough to be a beginner again and again. The true warrior of the mind trains daily, not with weapons, but with awareness. Every book, every mistake, every new conversation becomes part of his discipline. In the Shaolin tradition, the master is not the one who knows the most techniques, but the one who never stops refining them. This is the same for life. You cannot become unshakable by chance. You become unshakable by choosing to sharpen your mind every day, even when you don't feel like it. The world belongs to those who stay curious. Curiosity keeps you young. Complacency makes you old long before your time. Some people graduate at 20 and stop learning at 21. Others begin learning at 60 and never stop. The difference is not intelligence, it is hunger. A hungry mind doesn't accept average. It looks for lessons in every failure, in every setback, in every silence. The true learners are not the ones who say, "I know," but the ones who ask, "What more can I understand?" Think of the legends we admire. Cristiano Ronaldo still trains like he's trying to earn his first contract. Taylor Swift keeps reinventing her art. Mr. Beast studies algorithms and psychology like an eternal student. These people understand what many forget. Success is not the finish line, it's a classroom, and once you reach it, the lessons only get harder. There's a man I once met who had been brilliant in his youth, top of his class, sharp mind, endless ambition, but after university he stopped learning. He believed his education was complete. He got a good job, made money, became comfortable. 10 years later, the world shifted. Technology, artificial intelligence, new tools, new thinking, and he found himself lost. He said, "I don't understand how the world changed so fast." I looked at him and said, "The world didn't move fast, you just stopped moving." The moment you stop learning, the world moves on without you. You start falling behind without even realizing it. In a time when information is free, ignorance is a choice. We have access to more wisdom than any generation before us, yet people waste it scrolling through noise. You can learn from YouTube, podcasts, books, even a single sentence from a wise person. But you must choose learning over entertainment. You must choose evolution over distraction. Many say, "I don't have time." But time is not the problem. Priorities are. You make time for what matters to you. If learning is important, you'll find a way. If not, you'll find an excuse. Elon Musk was sleeping on the floor of his factory while learning rocket science. Oprah was juggling 2 jobs while studying broadcasting. They didn't wait for the perfect time, they created it. Because they knew a simple truth. If you don't feed your mind, your life begins to starve. Most people are educated just enough to survive, but not curious enough to grow. They learn enough to get a job, then stop learning altogether. Then they spend decades wondering why every year feels the same, why nothing changes, why success seems to belong to others. But it's simple. Life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by learning. Learning every day doesn't mean you must read 10 books a week or attend expensive seminars. It means you dedicate a small part of your day to growth. One idea, one question, one new skill. Every single day. Watch a video that challenges your thinking. Read one page that expands your mind. Have one conversation that teaches you something new. Ask yourself one uncomfortable question about your own habits. These small acts compound over time. Slowly, you begin to see differently, think differently, live differently. The human brain is designed to grow through challenge, not comfort. If it doesn't face new information, it begins to decay. That's why so many people feel stuck. Not because their life is small, but because their thinking is. A young man once told me, "Master, I've learned everything I need." I smiled and said, "That's like saying you've eaten once and will never need food again." Learning is not an event, it's a lifelong habit. You must feed your mind daily. Every time you learn, you add another layer of strength to your consciousness. Every time you refuse, you weaken your foundation. And that's why some people collapse under pressure. Not because life is cruel, but because they built no strength inside. Every failure, every rejection, every disappointment is part of your education. Pain is the tuition you pay for wisdom. The question is, are you willing to pay it? In the path of daily learning, you will be tempted to quit. Your mind will say, "Let's skip today." You will feel lazy, tired, distracted. But remember, growth doesn't care about your mood. If you only learn when you feel motivated, you'll never grow beyond your emotions. Discipline means showing up for your growth even when it's inconvenient. You think studying is tiring? Try being lost. Try being broke. Try being left behind in a world that's evolving without you. The cost of ignorance is far heavier than the effort of learning. Every minute you waste on meaningless distraction could be a step toward mastery. Every day you delay, someone else is moving forward, and soon you'll call them lucky, not realizing they were simply consistent. The wisest people are not those who know the most, but those who are most aware of how much they don't know. True knowledge is humility. The more you learn, the more you see how vast the universe of understanding really is. This humility keeps you open, and openness is power. A closed mind can never expand. A rigid mind breaks easily under change. But a learner bends, adapts, evolves. That's why the people who keep learning will always lead those who stopped. The followers call it luck. The leaders call it growth. During the pandemic, one of my students lost his job. Instead of complaining, he spent 3 months on YouTube learning video editing. Today, he owns a small studio and earns more than before. Another student kept saying, "There are no opportunities." 2 years later, he's still saying the same thing. The difference is not opportunity, it's mindset. Life doesn't get easier, you get smarter. You can either complain about how hard things are or get curious about how to make them better. When you learn something new, even a tiny skill, you open doors that didn't exist before. The mind that learns is a mind that survives. The one that refuses fades. Your phone can be your biggest distraction or your greatest teacher. It depends on how you use it. You can scroll through gossip or scroll through wisdom. You can spend hours watching others live or invest minutes learning how to live better yourself. Every choice you make either feeds your growth or feeds your decay. Entertainment numbs the mind. Education wakes it up. Choose carefully what you feed your attention because what you consume shapes what you become. Remember this. Before you chase success, chase knowledge. Before you desire wealth, desire wisdom. Before you want to lead others, learn to lead yourself. Every master was once a student who refused to stop learning. Every enlightened soul walked through years of ignorance before finding clarity. If you commit to learning something small every day, your life will transform in ways you can't imagine. Because education is not a phase of life, it is life. So the next time you tell yourself you don't have time, remember this. Your future self is watching you right now, hoping you'll make a different choice. Don't disappoint them. Read, listen, observe, question, reflect, grow. every day, because one day, when others are stuck in the same place, you'll look back and realize you didn't just pass through life, you learned your way through it. And that is the path of strength. That is the path of Shi Heng Yi. If this message resonates with you, remember, this is Daily Path to Strength, a channel dedicated to awakening the learner within you. If you found value in these words, subscribe, like, and share this message with someone who needs it. Because growth is not meant to be kept, it's meant to be passed on. The journey of self-education never ends. It begins again, right now.